Hi everyone! Today we're going to learn how to make Filipino pandesal. Now there are countless ways to bake it, and I'm going to show you one of the many ways. First, you need to wash your hands. Don't forget to dry your hands. Now let's get started. The ingredients you will need is 2 cups of warm water, 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/3 cup of oil, 1 cup of sugar, and 6 cups of all-purpose flour. To warm the water, go ahead and place it in the microwave for 20 seconds. Next, you're going to grab the 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast and add it to the water. Then you're going to grab your 1 teaspoon and add some sugar into the water. Stir to dissolve. You want to get rid of almost all of the granules in the mixture, but if you don't get all of it, it's fine. Just do your best. Perfect! If this is your first time baking bread, go ahead and watch the yeast being activated by the sugar. It's pretty neat. If not, go ahead and clean up the mess you've already made. It saves a lot of time to clean up while you are waiting for the next process. After 5 minutes, you are going to pour the small bowl into the large bowl. Then you're going to grab the sugar, pour it into the mixture, then the oil, pour it into the mixture, then 1 cup of flour. The measuring cup I have there is a 1/2 cup, so you will see me do it twice because 1/2 cup plus 1/2 cup equals 1 cup. Then you are going to add the salt at the very end. Now some of you may wonder, why don't I just add all the flour at once? Because you are going to get a very clumpy dough, and by adding the flour 1/2 cup at a time, you are able to control the consistency. You will also notice I don't pack the flour into the measuring cup. Why? It will lead to inaccurate measurement, and then the dough will become stiff or hard. Instead, use the back of a butter knife to level it off. Notice the mixture looks like pancake mix? Don't worry, as you gradually add the flour, the mixture will look like dough by the 7th or 8th 1/2 cup. However, if it gets too hard for you to mix with the spoon, go ahead and flour the surface and place the dough and start kneading while adding the rest of the flour. If the dough is sticky, you are doing nothing wrong. It may be that you might have added just too much liquid, like what I did. Fortunately, this recipe is very forgiving. For those of you who don't know how to knead, I will teach you how. I will repeat the process a couple of times. By the time I placed the dough on the counter, I was at 1/8 cup. And since the dough was very sticky, I had to keep adding a little bit of flour to keep it from sticking on the counter. You may wonder why it is important to knead. Kneading is the essential part of baking. Basically, kneading forms the gluten, which makes the dough elastic. I will put a more detailed explanation in the description box. You will knead for about 10 minutes until the dough is supple and elastic. How to knead. You're going to take the farthest piece away and push it away from you. Turn it, pull the farthest piece away from you and push it. Repeat the process again. Get the farthest piece away from you and push. You will be doing this for 10 minutes. The stronger you are, most likely the less minutes you would have to knead it. I noticed that with my cousin. He's a guy and he's really strong. He kneaded for about 5 minutes and then it was perfect. Then grab a bowl, oil it down, then place the dough in the bowl and lather the dough with oil from the bowl. You can cover it with saran wrap or a damp towel. Because my house is always 10 degrees cooler than outside, I use saran wrap because I put a lamp over the dough to help it rise. Honestly, I've tried many ways to get the dough to rise, and I found that putting the lamp over the dough is most effective for me. Now comes the waiting part. Let the dough rise for at least 1 hour. After 1 hour or so, turn the dough in a floured surface. I used oil because it was very sticky, but to be healthier, you can use flour. My favorite part is this process, feeling a dough and forming it into the shapes I want. With shaping the dough, there are countless ways. I chose to roll it into balls because I like the feel of the dough. I made these shapes very small because my family likes to eat bite-sized pandesal. I failed to mention this earlier, but if you have breadcrumbs, you can roll the dough in the crumbs to get the pandesal look. I don't like to put the crumbs because it makes a huge mess when eating. But you can shape it however you like. When choosing a pan, I like to use glass because it doesn't burn the bottom of the pandesal. If you will be using cookie sheets, you may want to lower the temp to 350. After you have shaped the pandesal, you are going to let it rise one more time for only 30 minutes. Make sure to cover the bread. Preheat the oven to 375 or 350 if you are using cookie sheets. After 20 minutes, remove the pandesal from the oven and cool the pandesal by placing it on a cookie rack. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make Filipino pandesal, and remember, this is only one of the countless ways you can make it. Please subscribe and like, and if you have any questions, let me know. Good luck!